Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Proverbs with Paul in the afternoon, this beautiful, beautiful afternoon. Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 7. When a man's ways are pleasing to the Lord, he makes even his enemies to be at peace with him. So when a man's ways, and the ways are the doings, the things we do within our lives, the way we are, who we represent in the things that we do. So the man's ways, the woman's ways, the life that we're living, how that's communicated. Jesus is saying, or rather Solomon is saying, that the ways reveal who we are. But if the ways that we are living is, as it were, reflective of God, then God will bless in an incredible way. When a man's ways are pleasing to the Lord, he makes even his enemies. So he makes even the enemies of the man who's walking in the righteous way. He makes his enemies, as it were, his friends, in that he draws them to him. He draws the enemies, not just the friends. He draws the enemies to him and they find favour. So there is a sense in which if we want to enrich the lives of others, then we need to live the example life. But of course, we know that the reality of living an example life is not within us, because humanity has a nature that is in rebellion to God's good ways. So there's a problem in the very essence of humanity. And that's why God needed to send his son to bring about the transformation that was required in order for us to be able to become everything that God wanted us to be in the first place. So we had to repair, as it were, reconnect to the righteous God. And then in the repair process, we needed to renew. So the reality of who we are in our new is like we never did the wrong. So we become innocent of the wrong. Now, that doesn't mean to say that we won't do wrong. There are occasions when we will make choices that will still do wrong. But God has provided a way for us to do right, which is where the focus needs to be. And it's a choice now for us to choose wrong again. God wants us to choose right, but we can still choose wrong. But God has made it possible for us to be right with him and to do right things by him. His power in us enables us to be everything that we couldn't be ourselves. And that's the wonderful thing about Christianity, that God has provided for us even when we had nothing to give back to him. God so loved us that he gave the best he could to make all the broken bits mended. Thank you for joining me. Be blessed. Have a great afternoon, and I'll see you tomorrow.